Hi everybody, turn 36, you know the drill. First thing that's interesting, so Iram decided to counter this Vanderlog thug here by teleporting in their god. So we get to see what Iram's god looks like these days. Big Astral, because he went for that luck bless that we seen before, although he is actually out of his dominion right now. Hmm. Why did he give him three Astral Pearls in addition to the three, uh, like, temp gems that he just gets every battle? I'm not really sure about a lot of Spiff's decisions here. Like, I mean, it's a good god, and, like, this is a solid loadout, although there's no crowd control. Um, but why the pearls? And yeah, why no crowd control? He's got the paths to make good crowd control items. Um, in any case, he just strolls in and magic duels the Kinara, and that takes care of business. With him having Astral 9, he wins every magic duel. Um, Uruk has a new prophet with no cool name. Um, Niwala, what's going on here? Were they expecting there to be nothing, or did they get patrolled out? Okay. Yeah, no, this isn't a scout. I'm not sure why Nawala sent this guy to attack. Maybe he was on pillage duty? Well, um, I cleared out Shiniyama. Let me make sure that, yeah. There's a lot of unrest here since Shiniyama's been pillaging. Um, Cleared out this place of Satis. Ashdod sent in these guys versus Nawala. Now this is interesting. The reason it's interesting is because there's not nearly as many Anakites as I was expecting. And I know, like, this certainly looks like a considerable number. Each of these guys is about 100 gold. But at this point, I was expecting Anakites in the hundreds. Let's see what the Ashdod mages are doing. Body Ethereal. Yeah, I guess we'll see more next turn. I'm guessing a bunch of evocations. Oh, Body of Flames. That makes sense. Kinda. Now they have a heat aura, which all their guys are heat resistant, so that doesn't matter. Um, Fate Flaming Missiles. Okay. Why bother with Body of Flames then? And why are all of the mages in front of the archers? Like, you could use the archers to hold a line against these guys. I mean, right now this is just beating up PD, so it doesn't matter. But it's a very interesting battle plan. And as I have alluded, I don't fully understand it, but we'll see what happens when there's an actual army going up against each other. Nawala's cap is... I'll say it's over here. Yeah, there it is. And then, of course, their empire spreads west all the way to Machaka. Satis attacked here. Vanderlog versus Iram. This is just a small raiding crew, which is kind of awkward because this guy, like, since this raiding party has only one leader and it's a naked priest, they're very vulnerable to that priest being sniped, and then their guys will just retreat all over the place. Like, as it is, he got shot by a sling, and, like, if it had been an actual arrow, he'd be dead, and this raiding party would also be dead. But In any case, that's what we chose to do. Uruk attacking Independence. Vanderlog. This is another medium-sized raiding party. Since Iram's god is out of position, they can't counter this guy's. If Iram's god were in the area, then he could absolutely just wipe these out. So they're going to communion up. They're just casting Mind Burn, which you can resist against. And then Nazca. M'Chaka went to storm the fort in Nazca. Here we've got Nazca's remaining last stand, as it were. Some ogres they summoned. Some Malkis. Malki Priestess. Here's Brendan Fraser, their god. With attack and strength, which makes sense for condors. Although they don't seem to have any condors here. There's their prophet. And the M'Chaka side, we've got a couple black sorcerers. I always forget just how few HP black sorcerers have. I get that they turn into spiders, but they're... And then we've got some other sorcerers and sorceresses. Some fireballs being shot. It's really this duel of fireballs. A lot of webs up front, which makes sense. Some of the webs are accidentally hitting the M'Chaka troops. This guy does not have any, doesn't have any gear on him. Not much prot. He's got this spear. I haven't actually watched this battle, but I know how it ends. Here's a bunch of spider swarms, courtesy of the M'Chaka national spell. Although the heat aura from the fire elementals is not doing the spiders and pygmies much favor. Yeah, it looks like, I mean, these Solus are being summoned by just Animate Dead, not even Horde of Skeletons. But they're replacing themselves enough, and there's just enough fireballs from both sides hitting the breach in the gate that M'Chaka is not able to make progress despite their numbers. Oh man, these Spider Knights are getting ripped up. People sleep on Spider Knights, and like, I mean, 20 prot and all these attacks are not bad. And the webs are very nice, but in this case, like, M'Chaka just kind of lost them all by getting them shot by fireballs. So what could M'Chaka have done differently to not have this fate here? Well, probably they actually wanted their mages up front, ahead of the troops, summon their fire elementals right away, so that the fire elementals could go through the ethereal gates and hang out in the in the Nazca back line, because ethereal means they can just go straight through these walls, and then have their troops fighting behind the fire elementals. What else? Are there any spells that would have made a big difference? Because they don't have flight. Being able to do flight would also have made a big difference here, because then they could not get stuck in the breach, which is the bane of so many sieges. um, Alright, we can go ahead and turbo through this. If they had Body of Flames, then another option would be to thug out some of the sorceries, which I get sounds kind of ridiculous, but thug some of them out and Body of Flames to turn ethereal and go to the backline themselves. I guess another thing they could have done would have been advance and cast spells rather than just cast spells for their script. Because if they eagle-eyed and then did all their fireballs, they'd probably not hit their own troops so much. So, all in all, Nazca lost some of their summons. Machaca didn't lose any mages, except for any that failed to retreat, but they lost half their hoplites and spider knights, and the Atavi archers don't really matter. Spearman was, yeah, that's a merc, so that doesn't really matter either. So it's like, it's not a huge loss for Machaca, but definitely they'll be kicking themselves for missing the opportunity to put this away. Plus, Nazca gets another turn of recruitment now, because their capital is no longer under siege. There were 4 hostile and 2 friendly provinces, so I guess each of those mages had a 5 and 6 chance of making it back to safety. Probably not exactly that. Centaurs! I was killed by the centaurs. It sucks. I'll deal. And Mother Pearl. Neat. Giant Palisade. Then patrolling. So where are we at right now? I don't actually know why I'm making Winged Helmet. What was I thinking? That's fine. We've already talked about the game plan for dealing with Satis. So lots of Reinvig stacking, and we'll let like Acid Helmet and Fire Shield do the actual damage. Yes. Why did I make these Amulets of Health? Because I'll need Nature Gems. Oh. Yeah, I guess these guys, they can just use Nature Gems to cast Personal Regen. That'll be fine. It's not exactly the way I do it, Grid Up, but it will be fine. How far off are we from doing this? If I go ahead and give you... Oh, can make... Rather than a ring of regen, make Hydraskin armor. Maybe I don't want the helmet of acid breath. I guess if I go berserk, then I don't need a dragon helmet. Just need to make sure that I go berserk. Berserk Archon. I have a way of forcing myself to go berserk. Okay, so this setup, and the chest wound means 5 encumbrance, but the heart means extra re-invig. This should be doable. Okay. So then let's go ahead and try it. So actually, what does meditation even get me? All that stuff is cool, but not actually that relevant here. So if I go ahead and have you start off with earth power. And then we go... We need the fire shield. That's very important. Where's fire shield? And then we need regen. Oh, that's flying shield. We want fire shield. And then maybe fuel the fire. Yeah, this will burn through a lot of gems. But I think that this script should be able to... You can hang on to another one of those. I think that this script should be able to sit on top of Sytis. The big question would be that Dusk Eater guy, but I think... Alright, fuck it, we'll try it. You know, we will try it. Because if I can occupy Sytis and stem the bleeding in terms of Marsh Masters, then I can bring in the other crew as needed. So she's not even gonna cast meditation, which is kind of insane. But this will also keep her afflictions down. Is there a better option than the chainmail displacement? Not yet, because I haven't made one. Okay. Yeah, that should do it. So with that, I'll see you on turn 37.